you talk about the cash flow analyzer and you can just figure out right away what the problem is. And the problem isn't with the cash flow analyzer. The problem is with the information that's going into the cash flow analyzer. I want you all to see if you can figure out exactly what went on with this. And you can type it in the block or unmute yourself and speak up. So here's a fact pattern. I wanted to see if you could explain to me how the partner module of the CFA works. I'm analyzing a deal and I input a preferred return for a potential investor. But it seems like as the LLC managing member, I would not cash flow until year 5. In other words, I give this guy a particular preferred return and I don't make any money until year 5. In addition to that, it seems like the investor would realize all of the cash flow. Well, I realized nothing until year 5. Even with the investor doing this well, it shows that he would only get about a 3% cash on cash return in year 1. And it only goes up about 1% per year. Am I just looking at this completely wrong? Anybody figure out what he's doing wrong? So assume this. It's a very simple solution. Let's say in this particular case, the cash on cash of the deal is 7%. Okay, that's not a bad return. Let's just say that that is what this particular property is generating. We wouldn't say no to this. I mean, we could tell a story. We can, figure out what the value play is and up. But a 7% is not a bad return in the first year. But he offers no joke, he offers a 9% preferred return. So this happens, guys. How much does the investor receive every year? All right. Now, if you said negative 2%, yeah, you're right. That's how this works. If the total cash on cash return of the property is X and you're going to give them Y as a preferred return, you better make sure that the Y is less than the X. And that's why this thing wasn't making any money for the first 5 years for anybody. So take a look at this again. In addition, it seems that the little investor would realize all the cash flow while I realize nothing until year 5. So what you do is when you look at a property and you are thinking to yourself that, hey, I've got to offer a 9% preferred return, which I think is crazy. Some people do it. I think it's, you're giving away too much. And, if you're dealing with that kind of number, you're dealing with a very risky deal in the first place. But if the cash on cash return is 9%, that's all you've got. You got to divvy up that pie in a way that makes sense to the investor and to you. So just look at that, if I'm going to give my investor 50, we're going to split it 50-50. All right, well, that means if you're getting a 6% cash on cash return, they're only getting a 3% return. So just understand that. It sounds very basic.